What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to our new Wednesday show. Boom goes the dynamite. That's right. That's the best I can come up with.
Hey, that's good though. Boom goes the dynamite.
It's the GREG, joined, of course, by my forever rival, Mr. Matty Reigns. What's going on, Matt? How you doing today?
What is up, Mongo? It's y'all getting a preview. It'll be more put together. I'm at the new spot. Just got done dropping money to have people do it for me instead, so I could just watch instead of lifting stuff. But I'm ready for Dynamite. I'm excited. The Continental Classic. I did not know. I was looking over everything. I didn't know Jay White and Swerve were fighting. That is going to be a good match. I'm excited for it because Swerve he's been on a run lately.
Yeah, that's a pretty exciting one. Swerve is feeling like I've been saying this for a few months now. He feels like a legit supervillain, you know?
That death match definitely made him a supervillain. And it's just like he just has everything now. And it's crazy that he's facing somebody like Jay White who was on a great run until he got to the pay-per-view. That he lost.
Yeah. Well, not wonderful for old Mr. Jay White.
They're trending in different directions right now.
Let's check these comments before we get started. I'm on time today. What's up, UTR fam? What's going
What
on?
up, Cookies?
How you doing, brother? Batty said, "What's up?" Did they say who won the predictions? And of course, we got Tito in the chat. Boreal Maliente saying we'll announce Thursday. That is correct. You cannot hound Matt this week. It's on me. I kept the stuff this week. And yeah, I'm not saying till tomorrow. So I need to just simmer down, Puddin'. Calm down. Just relax a little bit. It's gonna be okay.
I tell y'all who didn't win ours.
Let's not worry about that. You ain't got to give Tito a big head like that. Ain't no reason to talk about that. But if you're new, every Thursday when we do the podcast, we do predictions for pay-per-views. You can join and do the predictions chat for the commenter side. It's just a fun thing to do to kind of give us a little community. And so far, it's mostly been, I believe Reggie's been the one kind of kicking ass this year.
Yeah, Reggie, Batty. Cookies almost got it. Cookies almost won the last pay-per-view I kept. So
Reggie says, so I'll wait until tomorrow to repeat the R-Truth line. Yeah. All right, folks, let's get into Dynamite. And we're going to cover Collision 2 to kind of get all the AEW stuff out the way. Because, of course, Saturday is the last big day of the championship week college football, the most important week in football, in my opinion. And
we're going to let them... Greg will be watching Texas.
Right. Yeah, damn right.
And the rest of all the Ohio State fans will be sitting at home watching everybody else play.
Hey,
I won't even be watching Michigan. I'll probably be watching Texas.
Hey. I'm going to let you know now. We're going to disappoint you. We're going to disappoint you. Also joining us is, of course, the current defending champion.
What's
going on, brother?
What's going on, boys?
What up, Tito?
Look, you don't have to do this 2 days in a row. I didn't want to give you that intro 2 days, and now it's going to be 3 days because of tomorrow. I'm going to have to say it tomorrow too.
Well, tomorrow, most likely.
Yeah, but I still got to say it. I've still got to say it tomorrow. I still got to be like, by the way, Tito won again. So whatever.
It was either going to be me or Matt. All right.
It's the three of us.
It's December. It's December.
Now it's time. It's Kenny's time.
So you better watch out in the next show.
Well,
I believe it's next week. Deadline's next week. So
remember, Kenny came early this summer, so I think his Christmas is canceled.
That's true. He had Christmas in July. You're right. We did.
Yeah.
All right. Let's get into Dynamite real quick. So first off, Brian Danielson's going to be doing commentary tonight. Danielson was in the news today because he apparently led the committee that fired CM Punk from AEW, which is just a weird thing. I don't know. I feel like in that situation, as bad as it got, Tony probably should have done that one on his own. Tony probably should have handled that himself. You know?
Yeah, there's no reason that AEW should have a disciplinary committee led by wrestlers. No. Yeah. Like, that's just terrible. Like, no.
I guess he tried to soften the blow, being that, like, since him and Brian are friends.
All that does is put Brian in an awkward situation, though. Like, because of how like, because Punk can hold a grudge. That man holds a grudge worse than anybody I've ever known.
Shoot, so, Twitter calling Danielson 12. They call him 12 now.
Like, you know,
you can't say that around him.
That ain't cool.
He might fire you.
That ain't cool. You putting him in a bad spot. Reggie says it wasn't going to be Matt because he disrespected me and Tito last week. He said our time as champion is up.
Hey, as Matty Rays, hey, I'm forever.
Look,
I'm forever. My belt just over there. I'm looking at it. I'm forever the IC champ.
What is said during the predictions, you can't bring that up later on. That doesn't. It's like Vegas. What happens during the prediction stays in the prediction chat. That's it. Batty says Tony's a bitch straight up.
Yes, that's exactly what this proves.
We kind of crack jokes about like, I fear for my safety, that whatever he said. But the idea that he finally put his foot down on something was commendable. Now we learn it wasn't even really him. It was Brian leading.
Someone else did it. All he did was send the message.
Like, good God, man.
Like, what does he do besides pay them?
Boss man over at Top Rope, CM Punk eats the inbred pieces. He probably does. Let's be honest. He probably does.
He just eats them as a snack. He don't eat them with nothing as a sandwich. He just eats
them. Let's see. So let's get into some of these matches tonight on Dynamite.
Right.
We have the Gold League again showing off. So far in the Continental Classic, Jon Moxley and Swerve Strickland both lead the Gold League. One win with 3 points.
Okay.
Moxley, Strickland, and JOA all have 3 points. Sorry. In the Blue League, it's just Claudio and Brody King at 3. And then everybody else is they're losers.
But I was gonna say they're all losers. Oh God, not NWO Silver and Black.
CM Punk prefers NWO Silver. That's just cruel.
Not the Jeff Jarrett NWO.
That's just rude.
Hey, not NWO 2000.
I was about to say not 2000. Not NWO Slab Nuts. This week, Gold League will take place on Dynamite as always, and Blue League will be on Collision. The Gold League bracket this week is Jon Moxley versus Jay Lethal, Mark Briscoe versus Roosh, and the big one, this is probably main event, Swerve Strickland versus Jay White.
Yeah, that's definitely main event worthy.
That's gonna be the one.
Yeah, I don't see Mox losing the Lethal.
Right.
We were talking about this last week about I was thinking Briscoe was going to be one of the winning matches, but then someone pointed out Lethal's in this bracket. You know what? Okay, he'll be the one to not win. Lethal
is definitely just going to put everybody over. He's just there to collect his check and go back home.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hang with Jeff Jarrett.
Good God. Yeah, that's going to be I don't see that going well for old Jay Lethal. He hasn't really done much in AEW. Let's be honest.
He really hasn't.
Mox is a freak of nature. He's kind of been their main go-to.
Like Andrade ain't did nothing.
Yeah.
Rusev refuses to do anything. He figured it out. He a G for that.
Mira's just like, nah, I'm not doing Nah, that's not
Yeah,
good.
he refuses to put anyone over. He just wants to sit at home and collect his check.
Hey.
Yeah, he figured out that Tony Khan was stupid.
Figured out Tony Khan's just going to pay him that guarantee no matter what. It's a guarantee for a reason. Let's see. We also got Dante Martin returning finally.
Finally.
We got Dante Martin back, Top Flight back together, hanging out with Action Andretti. God, I hope these brothers can just stay healthy.
I was just about to say now, if he gets hurt before 2023 is over.
No, Dante's gonna be fine. Darius is gonna end up like cracking a knee. I've never seen a tag team have worse luck with injuries. It's incredible. It's all like it's worse than Authors of Pain. Remember, like when they got
oh my goodness,
and it was back to back to back problems. That's what it feels like with them. By the way, if you forgot how Dante injured himself, don't look it up. It's still one of the grossest wrestling injuries I believe I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, I believe it was a Ring of Honor show.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It was the wasn't it the Jay Briscoe Memorial thing?
I believe it was.
So.
Yeah, I believe it was. Let's see here. We've also got a title match tonight as the current TBS champion Julia Hart defends against Emi Sakura.
Okay.
You know, kind of a little good
nice
title
little
match.
challenge. She'll win, but it'll be a good, nice title defense for her.
Reggie says, is it true that AOP is signed to WWE currently? Yes, they are.
Yeah, they were in the Survivor Series program this past week.
Don't know what is happening there while we're like just not seeing them in ring. I don't know what's going on.
They're like EY almost, like when he was with WWE.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be shocked if they were gone again at some point and we'd never seen them. Like they'll be like, "Oh, Office of Pain have been released. They were back."
Speaking of EY, go off on a little tangent here. Did you see that Sanity reunited on the Indies?
Oh my goodness, I saw that.
Even had the Sanity music, it all came together. You know,
Cross. I'm sure she would have loved to have been there.
She's, you know, she's doing stuff.
She's getting paid.
Hey,
she's getting paid.
Paid just to stare.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So yeah, those are like the four main matches we got looking at right now. Pretty solid episode of Dynamite. Of course, the Swerve Jay White thing is the most exciting part of that card.
Right.
If this is how the whole show shakes up, then this is gonna again be another Dynamite where women only get one match on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's
which has
their
been like
biggest issue.
It's been a long running problem with them,
right?
For over a year now, where it's the women got a match at 9:30. They got
it was over at 9:35
every time. And with two different women's divisions and a lot of talent, it's a little ridiculous that they can only get one match.
Right.
And that doesn't happen every time, but it's common enough to where it's a complaint. So let's hope for a little bit more time given to the women this week. Now let's jump into the Rampage stuff real quick. Not Rampage, Collision. We'll just dive into the rest of the Continental Classic matches this week. Like we said, Bryan Danielson is going to be on commentary for Dynamite, a special guest commentator, but he will be back in action on December 2nd. My birthday, by the way, coming up. About to turn the big 3-1. Bryan Danielson will be taking on the Ring of Honor World Champion and the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, Eddie Kingston. Have we figured out, is this if Eddie loses he loses his belt, or if he loses in the finals? How does this...
I guess they're gonna. I've been wondering that too, because as soon as I saw that match, I said, "Oh, is this going to be a title match? Is this how y'all get the belts off of Eddie?" But they haven't said anything, so I would assume.
Well, from what I read online, the three belts are being merged into one.
they can't merge another company's belt, can they?
That's why I didn't understand like how they explained it online. It was like, oh, like the 3 championships are gonna be merged into one championship that can go between 3 shows between the partnership, and I'm just like, wait, what? I'm like,
that's all confusing. I don't even think they know what it is, honestly, until they probably get to like the semifinals. That's when we'll start actually getting a grasp of what's even going on in this tournament.
I think that's a clear example of them not really knowing what they're doing ahead of time. Because they did just say that's happening, and then the next time someone spoke about it, it was a different deal.
Yep.
And Tony was talking about it, I believe, after Full Gear, and he said this is the first time that AEW will have someone that's holding 3 championships from 3 different companies, and that's wrong on two marks. First off, Kenny Omega.
I was about to say Kenny Omega went to Impact.
Was the AEW World Champion, the Impact World Champion, and the AAA
Lucha
Libre something. So he had 3 belts there. I'm sure.
Right.
I feel like there were other people that I think FTR had like 3 sets of tag titles.
Yep. Yeah, they did.
So
they had the Ring of Honor, they had the New Japan.
Yeah, because I was just about to say at one point they have Ring of Honor, so he's already lying right there. It's like Ring of Honor is literally a separate company, so you already are going to have people.
Lucha Libre tag champs too.
Yeah. So Ray says I thought the winners of the tournament would have 3 titles.
That's what I thought too.
But it's just they've not clarified once since they first said that. TK must have never heard of Ultimo Dragon. That's another thing. Like, if you're going to talk about someone having all kinds of belts and it being like a historic thing, until someone has like 26 belts at one time,
right?
Whatever the number was, obviously that was exaggeration on my part. But Ultimo Dragon was holding a ton. He had
that dude,
every part of his body.
He was just like,
yeah. Good Lord. And then also, at this point, does Ring of Honor count as a different company than AEW?
I count it as a separate company. They just happen to be owned by AEW. They just happen to be owned by the same dude.
Yeah.
That's my other thing of like, it's
they're technically
brand.
They're technically company. They're just owned by Tony Khan. Yeah. It's like, oh,
technically they're AEW's NXT. They just don't want to say
it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, I own Ring of Honor, and you guys could just come and wrestle on AEW.
Yeah. Let's see here. I can't think for a reason for them to like, we're gonna fuse and then all these belts are dead, and unless New Japan just wants to get rid of that belt.
Because what is their belt? It's the New Japan
strong open weight. Yeah,
that was wasn't that their American brand? I don't even know if that even still exists because I know it flopped badly.
They had a U.S. championship going for a bit.
Yeah,
open weight was like, because New Japan used to have like weight classes. And then they had like, it's not a weight class, but like if you go from the juniors to the heavyweight, you can't really go for the junior anymore.
Right.
And the open weight was pretty much anybody can go for this. Was more or less the idea.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We'll see. It's still I still think it's weird that we're gonna have another belt in AEW.
Yeah, them and New Japan are both doing weird stuff because I'm pretty sure New Japan got rid of the U.S. title, like with Will Ospreay. Then he changed the name to it, and now they're saying they're getting ready to just come up with a completely different belt.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like that U.S. belt, they made that belt for Kenny Omega, and then he left, and then they were like, "Well, what are we supposed to do now?" And then they got rid of the IC title, which was dumb because that belt was cool.
I love
that belt. That was a classic. That getting rid of that and just using it with the world title,
right?
And then just to get that really crappy, it just looks terrible.
Yeah, it's just generic.
Like, and if it wasn't for the belt we had before it, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. But the one thing before that was just top class, top tier belt design. And it's just, now there you go. Yeah, during Ospreay's reign, it is recognized as the United Kingdom Heavyweight Championship. So there you go. The other matches on the card for Collision, Claudio Castagnoli against Brody King, which is going to be great.
That's going to be a good match.
Mm-hmm. And then Andrade Idolo versus the bane of my existence when it comes to AEW, Daniel Garcia. I just don't. Like I said, he is like Mojo Rawley to me, where
Andrade is just there. He is waiting to go. He does not want to be there.
every time he starts like a program, it kind of stops halfway through, and then he sends out a tweet that people get all antsy about.
Did they?
Almost better he's back.
Like I haven't watched Collision in a while. Whatever happened to that program that was supposed to happen with him in House of Black?
I don't know. Collision.
Tony Khan forgot about it.
That's AEW as a whole.
Edge is what happened.
Yeah,
Adam Copeland.
Pretty much. It because House of Black and what's Mox's group? The Blackpool Combat Club are both thing where they're like their faces on one show and they're heel evil bastards on the other one. And it's just kind of weird. It's just it doesn't make any sense. So out of these matches, which ones do y'all think are going to steal the week for AEW?
Definitely that Claudio Brody one. That's definitely going to be a good one. That's going to be a highlight of the week. Of course, Jay White and Swerve, because everybody is going to want to swerve when they drive anyway. Just the entrance alone is what makes him top notch. I can see that tag match with Top Flight. I can see that being pretty good since they're starting back.
God, it's just so good to have Top Flight back. I don't
know. I mean, it's gonna be Jay White and Swerve, but who do you put over?
None of them are top in the NXT match. The Fatal 4-Way, that was pretty good. That was pretty. Even though we knew who was winning, that's still pretty nice. What'd you say, Tito? Who do you put over?
Yeah, who do you put over between Swerve and Jay White? Because Jay White just came off that loss, so can he handle another loss?
But you also don't want to have Swerve lose.
You kill Swerve's momentum.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, I think that's probably going to be the first tie in the this little tournament thing.
That was my thought exactly. They're both coming out of here with 1 point tonight. Or if you have to pick one or the other, Swerve wins. Swerve's got to win.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You need to ride that Swerve momentum all the way to the top right now. Like the crowds are crazy about him. You don't want to let up on the gas. And that's something that the AEW tends to do a lot. WWE got a lot of flack for this years ago, and they still do it. Where someone will get really hot, but they're not figured into the plans 6 months from now, so kind of shelf them. AEW does the same thing. We've seen that happen especially with like bigger guys, more like powerhouses.
Yeah, powerhouse hops.
How many times have we seen powerhouse hops start and stop in AEW?
Like that's probably my favorite wrestler in the company for them, and like as many times as they have stopped and started with him, it's so irritating now. And and every faction he joins.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he left QTV, and then and now QT Marshall's gone. So
QT gone. The Elite have ended BTE, and now it's been taken over by the Dark Order because on my YouTube channel it says "Being the Dark Order." I'm like, oh no!
I think that's clearly a marketing tactic to get
right
on BTE when it returns, but we'll see. Ray says, I love how Swerve and Nana are like the real life Nelson and Martin meme from The Simpsons.
They really are, because Swerve is always angry. And Prince Nana's, instead of prancing around, he's.
I'm gonna have to get that little sound clip for the show. Martin's little song that he does. Oh God, that's good. That's pretty good. I think I'm with Cookies. I don't think anything's topping that NXT match this week. I think
That's what I need to go back and watch. As soon as I already got my internet set up. I just got to get the TV and everything connected to it. As soon as I get that up, I'm watching last night's NXT because I missed a good one.
It was a pretty great show. Tito and I predicted everything correctly all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, we said that show was gonna be like, look at all the talent that was in that match. Like,
NXT is always low key predictable at times, but it's such a good show, and because you're seeing people actually put it together in the process, so that's what makes it such a good show, in my opinion.
And that's what we were saying last night when it was me and Tito here talking about NXT. Just because it's predictable doesn't make it bad.
Right.
As long as it's all about the journey, and NXT this year has just been on fire. Yeah, I think, but as far as AEW matches go, it's got to be Swerve and Jay.
Mm-hmm. And Jay White will be all right. He'll be all right losing this. He's still Jay White.
So it sucks that Juice got hurt.
Yeah,
because I think Juice is really doing great in the group.
And this could honestly, that might, thinking about it now that you mentioned that, this could have been Juice's spot. And Jay White's just in his plays.
True.
That's a possibility. Yeah, Juice could have been one of those guys that could perform well, but not won, but, done good.
Yeah.
Claudio and Brody are obviously gonna kill it on Saturday, but
that's just gonna be Hoss. That's Hoss.
I'm really hoping that by Saturday we know what's going on with Eddie. Like, they need to say it during Collision, during the match, during his entrance. I would hope.
Yeah, they really need to say something going into Saturday, saying, "Is this a title match or is it just a Continental Classic match? What y'all doing?" But knowing them, they'll probably come up with some other new way. They'll be like, "No, this is for some other title. This is for a buy." What?
Eddie has to get to the semis before we can start putting these belts on the line. And
why didn't you say that at the beginning?
Are we doing a preview for Impact? No, because
we'll be on.
We'll be on during Impact. We'll just react to Impact as it happens. If we ever move the podcast date, maybe. But until then, that's why we have it on Thursday.
Right.
We can watch the show we all like together, and deal with it then.
That's up to y'all. If y'all like us on Wednesdays, if y'all like us on Thursdays, just let us know. We'll show up.
Just change things up. We don't mind. I'm gonna do one last look over before, because it's about an hour out before Dynamite starts.
Right. Tony Khan might have a big announcement.
Add stuff.
So Khan loves to tweet matches.
Let's see. Nope. Next week, though, we're gonna have Edge fight Christian for the TNT Championship.
Oh my goodness. That title has been so bastardized since Cody has left. Like, Christian Cage is cool, but I don't want him as TNT champion.
It's ever when it was him and Darby and Sammy fighting over that belt. Yeah, that was the peak of it, and Brody, obviously. Since then, it has just really gone downhill. They have too many mid card belts.
They really do. They have 6 or 7 mid card belts, including with ROH. So it's like, why should I care about you as the TNT champion? Are you even the equivalent of an IC champion? Oh no, you're the European champion. My bad.
The Ring of Honor championship doesn't even feel like a big deal right now.
No,
like just a secondary belt. So, because the damn the AEW World Champion is not in the Continental Classic.
No, isn't.
So, of course, he's injured apparently. Good God.
That too.
Hopefully, it's nothing too bad. We'll hear more about that over the next few weeks.
Right.
That's gonna be it for the Dynamite and Collision preview for now. The more weeks we do these shows, the better we'll have things organized. But I think right now it's better to just kind of come in, see the matches, and react.
Right.
We'll be back tomorrow, regular time, and that's 6:00. We're going to be on 8:45 at the earliest. Be sure to follow us at facebook.com and twitch.tv/Under the Ring Pod. Either one of those, you follow us, you'll get notifications of when we're live.
Right.
You can follow us at the link tree down below, again, /Under the Ring Pod. Or you can follow us, these direct links. You've got me at Greg Bush SK. Got the right answer over here to my right. Of course, Tito at Borea Maliente. We've also got Kenny, Rock Ribs 44. We got Mike at Mr. Freshbeard and our local news correspondent, Justin D. Baxley. Folks, y'all have a wonderful Wednesday night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. And that's when y'all can ask about the damn predictions.
Right.
Okay.
Enjoy Dynamite.
Tomorrow, I'll have it first thing. I promise.
Right.
Till then, just relax, enjoy wrestling, whatever else y'all are doing. All right. We will see y'all soon. Love you. Adios.
Peace out.